Hey, listen to Commander Cookout Podcast, episode 310. I'm Brando. I'm here with Ryder. We're going to kick off the arc of perpetual hype by talking about Commander Legends. Now hit our theme song! Hey, Ryan. We're back for yet another whirlwind adventure. How you doing?
We are back. What is going down?
Whole tons going down. We're going to start a brand new arc. We're calling it the Arc of Perpetual Hype, where all we're going to talk about is new shit coming out because we got 3 sets being spoiled at the same time. One's delayed. It's going to come out right away, and we got to all be aboard the hype train. Choo-choo! But before we get all aboard, we have to thank our official business daddies, FusionGamingOnline.com, their source for all your gaming needs.
Yeah, very much so. And with all the stuff, I'm like, hype.
Yeah.
over the next month or so that we talk about all this new stuff, you're going to hear us continuously say it's okay to not be hyped. And we aren't Watsy apologist, simpy fanboys about all new product, go and buy it. That's not really what we're about.
No.
But when we do get excited about something, we want to share it.
Yeah.
And when we aren't so very excited about something, we certainly want to still provide some coverage of it to service, I guess, the people listening that are excited about it and sharing that with them.
It would behoove our business to speak of new things coming out, both because we are hyping people using CCO Spring special promo code at FusionGamingOnline.com to save 5% off the shit that they're going to buy anyway. Plus, let them know that their partnership with Commander Cookout is a good one.
So I say, but you know what I'm going to do? You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to FusionGamingOnline.com, buy some stuff from, let's try it, Commander Legends 2, Battle for Baldur's Gate. Got there.
I'm not even going to try and utter that once.
We can just call it Commander Legends 2, or we can call it Baldur's Gate.
Yes.
We could do either of those things.
Not both.
I'm going to go and I'm going to use CCO Spring promo code, and I'm going to get the stuff that is going into my new deck, or into my decks.
Me too.
Yeah. And
yeah, I'm gonna get. I'm gonna try and fill out my monster manual collection that I got going from the last Forgotten Realms set.
Yep.
And I'm gonna keep that going. I'm hoping that isn't gonna be too insane because there's lots of cards that have been given the treatment, and 5 of them are the fucking diamonds, and that upsets me. I mean, that's for next week.
That's the best thing of the week.
But I have to pay money for diamonds now.
You're going to pay money for diamonds that are part of your collection.
Yeah.
That's so fantastic.
And I'm going to put them in a place of honor in my collection.
You know what? You and Dana Roach should start a club. He loves Manolith. You love diamonds. You guys should start a club. A club of
only the best mana rocks allowed.
Yes, yeah, man. And I'm excited for a lot of the 3-drop mana rocks in this set. There's
so many 3-drop mana rocks in this set.
Good ones.
We're all pumped for next week.
Next week's, yeah.
Which I think is indicative. But we were talking off the air, just kind of get into what we're going to talk about today. Ooh, magic content right off the top.
Yeah, there we go.
Lots of people saying this set is underpowered, underwhelming, whatever, and I agree with that in a lot of levels.
Well.
On a lot of levels, I was really hyped for this because I was expecting more of the D&D stuff that I know and love, and I got way less of it this time, which is whatever. Maybe I just didn't read those books, and that's fine. But I think that all the people that say there's nothing here that's high powered or amazing or format shattering, which, I mean, format shattering there isn't, but there's some really cool stuff in here. We're going to talk about some of them today. Even if the commanders themselves are kind of underwhelming, some of them are really good cards to just have in the decks that you already play, which is cool.
And you know what? Heck them.
Yeah.
Heck them if they don't think it's powerful.
Yeah. And not every set needs to be super strong. We're going to get a super strong, overpowered, triple-priced set in 2 weeks anyway?
2 weeks or so, yeah.
And we can all run out and spend $40 on non-collector booster packs that give you dud rares like Comet Storm and World Fire and
whatever.
Yeah, maybe they'll update Eternal Witness to finally be the mythic rare that they've always wanted it to be, and we can open one of those too.
Yeah, good idea.
But we're not going to dump on that until we're on like the 4th car in the arc of perpetual hype. And we're not just going to be doing set reviews and all that stuff.
No.
We're going to talk sets in general. We'll do the legendary creatures as we are wont to do. We'll do some cards and just kind of general feelings on the set next week. And we'll kind of keep that going just because the hype train has left the station again for another summer of Magic.
Yeah.
And boy.
And you know what? We are going to be playing a lot of Magic this summer,
Oh,
and
baby.
it would behoove us to at least be familiar with the cards, even though, and I always say this, you don't need to know every line of text on every card. No. It's actually better if you don't.
Yeah, it's
right?
more exciting that way.
And I do want to do a little shout out to my own self on Commander at Populum, my solo channel. I did do an initial look at Baldur's Gate and how it might put the Commander community on a different trajectory than if it was more powerful, because we've got more swingy, high mana value cards in this set. Maybe if new players come in and they're like, this is the best set ever because D&D, and then this is their favorite set in 10 years from now, looking back, like Masks and Invasion are 2 of our favorite sets.
Yeah.
That's the kind of Magic we want to play. Jank, lower powered, nostalgia driven Magic. Yeah. In 10 years from now, players that come into Baldur's Gate are going to be like that instead of players who came in during pick ultra powerful, like Throne of Eldraine.
Yeah.
Throne of Eldraine inspired Commander is going to be different than Baldur's Gate inspired Commander.
Yeah, unless those Baldur's Gate inspired Commander players come in and just get destroyed by everybody that's been playing for a while.
Because they've got content creators like you and I who discuss the importance of Rule Zero and pregame conversations. It's our job, Brando. We are carrying the format. Just kidding, we're not.
Yeah, Rule Zero can eat my whole ass.
Eat your whole ass.
My whole ass. And my ass has a part of it that looks like a fucking zero, so you can make of that what you will.
Sounds like a new CCO sticker. No. Brando's asshole sticker. Gross.
No, we don't. I don't want to do that.
No.
Okay. You got to at least buy me dinner if you want to see that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Speaking of buying. Speaking of buying, we talked about Fusion promo code.
Yep.
If you want our newest Rule Zero sticker, you can go to commandercookout.com/store. Great way to support the show. Great way to support the show. We've got some stickers there. They are cheap. They're shipping all over the world, also cheap. Yes, Canada Post goes to other places than just Canada. So if you'd like to support the show, great way to do it.
Ooh. If you want to support the show growing and doing new stuff, you can see what we're going to do this June 3rd. Not next June 3rd. This one, when you can check out the inaugural episode of CCO Sidewalk Slam.
Is that your best Vince McMahon?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Wait, hang on. Hey, pal. It's CCO Sidewalk Slam. There we go. That's my best Vince McMahon.
From when this episode comes out, it's like 3 days away.
Ooh.
So we'll jump on the Discord and we'll say, hey, who wants to hang out in like a Zoom or something and watch, or maybe we'll do that like on a Saturday or something. And then everybody will have seen it and we can talk about how fucking terrible we are at Magic.
Yeah.
That we just missed like 3 ways to kill each other 3 times each.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's tons of fun. We're excited. If you want to become part of that, either helping us put it together, helping pick decks, or having your name in the credit, patreon.com/CCO Podcast, the last, the final, and best way to support Commander, Cookout Podcast, and CCO Sidewalk Slam.
Yes.
Yeah,
all those things.
Super fun stuff.
All those things are true, yes. So should we just, because we have a ton of humans to talk about, a bunch of names we have to mispronounce. Should we just like dive in with our? I use my hands. If you're watching on YouTube, what you fucking should be. I definitely used my hands as a motion of diving, but you kind of go. You want to go face first, like in Midsummer when that lady jumps off the cliff, right into the cards.
Whoa. Whoa. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna go super in depth on some of them.
Not lots.
Some
of them don't deserve it.
Some of them involve choosing a partner. That's an enchantment that can also be your commander.
Background.
What did I say?
Partner.
background, which is like a partner, but it's an enchantment that
partner
acts.
with enchantment, yeah.
Partner with enchantment, yeah. Choosing a background for your character seems more D&D and flavorful, which I do like, than just partner enchantment.
Yeah.
Yep. I like the sound of choose a background better than friends forever.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
I do appreciate that if you just call it partner and you can partner them with whatever you want ever in Magic's history, that gets a little bit too good over time.
Yeah.
See original partners getting better all the fucking time.
Well, and then the second run of partners from the last Commander Legends deck, like lots of them are pretty good.
Yeah.
There's a little dude
although they were powered down.
bro with no thumbs is tearing it up.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah, and the guy with no face also holding it down.
Yes, with his face.
Yeah.
With his no face. Yeah,
That's
okay.
right.
Some of these cards involve initiative, which is kind of like introducing the monarch into the game, except it's introducing initiative.
Yes.
Which means you go into the Undercity or move to the next room in the Undercity or a dungeon.
No, it's the Undercity.
But if you're already in a dungeon,
Oh,
you
okay.
move to the next room.
Okay.
Yeah, because you can't enter a dungeon when you're already in a dungeon.
Right.
Until the next time we do a D&D thing, then you enter a sub-dungeon, probably. Partner with dungeoners, something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know if we're going to talk about any of those because none of them seem really good unless you're in the initiative or dungeon.deck, which I'm sure we'll cover at some point.
Which we covered on the last set of D&D things, because there's that dungeon guy.
Oh, yeah, ass crack dungeon lich guy, as you called him.
Yes.
Yes, yes. Well, the dungeon deck, I'm sure, gets an upgrade because of initiative.
Yeah, with
and
this one
because
new
of the
dungeon,
Undercity dungeon-esque card, which I think is cool.
It's neat. It does lots of cool stuff.
Everybody loves the Monarch. Everybody's like, or lots of people are like, we should just start the game with the Monarch. Maybe we should just start the game with initiative. I don't know. Because it's like whenever you attack or something, right?
I guess, but I mean, no, that's a whole conversation for another day.
Okay.
And we'll have it after we talk about all these goofbag cards. You know what? Fuck it. No, we're not. We're going to forget. The point is you shouldn't start with Monarch because unless you get attacks on turns 1, 2, and 3, somebody who starts with the Monarch is just going to draw 3 extra cards at the top of the game. And that's an overwhelming advantage.
Somebody who's just going to be like Llanowar Elf. Go. Then next turn, I guess I'll draw a card. I guess I'll draw a card. I guess I'll draw a card. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Get your chip-ins, kids. I guess that's what we're saying, right?
Yes.
Get them chip-ins, even if there's no Monarch. Especially if there is Monarch.
Well, if there is a Monarch, then you're getting chip-ins. Then you run Raging Goblins and all kinds of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I love getting a good Rager.
A good Rager first thing in the morning?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Now that we've had that conversation, let's talk about some cards.
Let's kick over to some cards.
All right, Ryan, we've gone through all of these legends. There's 62 of them. We don't want to go through all of them because some of them, they don't suck, but they also don't inspire deck building creativity. They just go in a deck.
They go into they don't pass the threshold of being the new treasure deck or the new dungeon deck commander because maybe they're one color instead of 3 or they don't do something quite as powerfully.
Yeah, and if some of these that we don't talk about are ones that you're inspired to build your deck and send us the list. We'll take a look at it. We'd love to see them.
Now, before we get to them, I've got a couple more, and we should have stayed on video to say this, but I got a couple themes that I've developed.
Okay.
A couple things that I've noticed. There's very much a Bant Blink.deck theme. Mm-hmm. So if you play, or maybe even Azorius, if you play Brago, if you play Rune of the Hidden Realm, take a look at the commanders here and see if they fit into your 99.
They probably do.
I've seen a design philosophy change where instead of things triggering at the beginning of your upkeep, we're seeing things triggering at the beginning of your end step. So you cast your guy and then you get its effect when you move to end step.
Yeah.
So you don't have to wait a full turn cycle. I like waiting a full turn cycle because it's higher risk, higher reward maybe, and the abilities are worded a little bit different than maybe in the past. And then I've seen generally just like single or 2 color versions of other things that we have, and they go into the 99, like Brando said.
Yes.
So with all that in mind, let's hit up a few that we like.
With all that in mind, let's talk about one just because it's like the character that I know.
Sure.
So I just want to mention Amber Gristle O'Mall of the Adbar O'Malls has a much smaller club than she should in her art.
Yeah, what the hell? I want to see like Grand Hammer of the Underworld in her hand.
Yeah, like you want to see something that's going to just smash your whole head right off your body.
Yes.
Turn it into dust, as opposed to like a mace. Anyway, she shows up later on in some of the Drizzt books. She's friends with Brunner Battlehammer and his battle rager, his confidant, Thibbledorf Puent. Thibbledorf and Ambergris Lomal fall in love. She's a very interesting character. I like her a lot. It's really cool to see her make an appearance here, even though her card kind of sucks. And we're going to move on from there to the next layer of cards and talk about Astarion the Decadent, the 4/4, Orzhov, and 6 flying lifelinking vampire elf rogue at the beginning of your end step. Choose one. Food. Target opponent loses life equal to the amount of life they've lost this turn. Friends, you gain life equal to the amount of life you have gained this turn.
Yeah, so, okay, 4/4 for 6 Death Touch lifelink. If that had no other abilities and was like an uncommon in draft, this would be a serviceable card.
Sure.
But because a lot of Commander players are conditioned to think that they can only play one 6-drop in their deck, they don't want a 6-drop Commander because then it costs 8, then it costs 10, etc. But I think that this card is the feed portion, lose life equal to life lost. Mm-hmm. That's Wound Reflection.
Correct.
That's a card that people play.
Yep.
And this will turn your 10-point Exsanguinate into, a 20-point
Exsanguinate.
Or the lose 3 life portion of Torment to Hailfire.
Yep.
That'll turn it into a 6 life thing, right? Or you could have friends and you gain life equal to the life you've already gained, and then you ether flux somebody, right? Like I want to see that life gain be weaponized and have the ability to just flip on a dime and say, yeah, double damage. Essentially double damage, and it's in Orzhov, and it's an elf. Neat. So we could do Orzhov elves like we did Golgari vampires last week.
Orzelves.
Orelves.
Orzelves. This is also a really good Aristocrats commander too. It would be kind of a finisher in the command zone, right? Because it does all the aristocrat things that you want to do, and you can just do all that stuff, play him, benefit.
And oft are aristocrats also vampires. So
That's
you
right.
could have the vampire tribal kind of sub theme in there as well, just to give you a little bit more oomph.
Yes.
Speaking of oomph, I want to talk about Baba Lasagna.
Baba Lasagna. Night Witch is a 3/3 for Golgarian 1. Tap, sack up to 3 permanents. If there were 3 or more card types among the sacrificed permanents, each opponent loses 3 life, you gain 3 life, and you draw 3 cards.
Man, I like this ability. This goes right into like Dana Soul Steeper, kind of that aristocrats gain drain strategy, like FU Aiden plays.
Yep.
But this one lets you sacrifice and take advantage of like dice triggers that maybe like draw you cards, and this draws you like this is a good card. I like this one. We're gonna see this one. We're gonna see the sacrificey deck.
You know which one I like?
Well, hold on. Of note, there's 3 gods in this set. So people who like the god tribal thing, they got 3 more gods, and the gimmick this time is if your life total is less than or equal to your starting life total, they get indestructible. Now, here's the thing, though. I don't think any of them are really that good.
No, I don't either.
You could build around them. Yes, you can. And we're going to see people who are fans of the Baldur's Gate kind of portion of D&D build around them. But I don't know.
I feel like Ball is just kind of shitty Crush the Blood Braided, sort of. It's got gold. I don't know. It's a bunch
I don't even like gold. Like, it's fine, but man.
Not for us. You know what is for us?
What is it?
I'm going to tell the people what is for us, Ryan. Captain Nuglathrod.
Yes.
That's exactly how you pronounce that. He's a 3/6 horror pirate for Dimir and 3. Horrors you control have menace going right into Toxrill, baby, and here's why. Whenever a horror we control deals combat damage to a player, that player mills that many cards. At the beginning of our end step, choose target artifact or creature card in an opponent's graveyard that was put there from their library this turn. Put it into play under our control.
Ooh,
baby.
So Dimir Mill services that archetype. Dimir Horrors services that archetype.
Yeah.
Dimir Pirates services that archetype. Fits into Toxrill because creatures are going to die in Toxrill and you're going to get them. Wow. And he's a 3/6 for 5?
With a peg leg.
Hey!
It's amazing.
Man, a guy would be a... Wow. Yeah. And he looks like Davy Jones from Pirates of the Caribbean.
He's an illithid, is technically what that is, but I guess they said horror because...
He's scary.
He is
I'd be
pretty
scared
scary.
if I seen him.
Yeah, if you just suck your brain out through your skull, man, that's what they do. Those tentacles, they're like straws. They go into your head and suck your brain out. That's real shit.
Wow. How about, okay, here's some real shit. Duke Alder Ravengard. At the beginning of combat on your turn, another target creature you control gains haste and myriad until end of turn. I just want to play things, Sun Titan and
Inferno Titan,
and things that punch way, 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 way above their weight class.
Bogarden Hellkite.
Oh, that'd be a good one. Oh, yeah, because it deals 15 when they gain myriad. So anytime they attack, you put a copy of them into play, tapped and attacking other players.
Yeah,
Cool.
that's neat.
I want to put stuff like Phyrexian Soul Gorger, 8/8 for 3, and then I want to Fling, and then I want to Thud, and then I want to Kazul's Fury, which is Fling but on a land, and then just do like 8 and 8 and 8, and then Fling, 8. Straight into Brian Stoutarm, baby. Anyways.
Let's move on to the Prismatic Piper of the set. I feel like people would be angry if I didn't mention the Faceless one.
Sure.
It's a 3/3 for 5. If it's your commander, you choose a color at the beginning of the game, and it's that color, and then choose a background. We haven't really talked about backgrounds. We'll get into those next week. There are enchantments that can kind of be your commander.
Yeah,
And
commander. It's like partner, but with enchantment.
Yeah, and better than Friends Forever for sure.
Yep.
But we'll talk about that next week.
Yeah.
Get into that. And Faceless one is just kind of there, the myth, the story. Ooh. He was a drow wizard at Sorcerer, and he got his face burned off by acid.
Ooh.
And then
like the Prismatic Piper did it?
Probably. Stole his gimmick. And then this guy named Alton DeVere, he was a student at Sorcerer, kills him by accident. And then this other guy, Massage Hanette, burns off Alton's face, and then Alton takes over his
Why
place.
do they
in the
have
thing.
like did the authors of did they just like pick random letters out of a fucking hat?
Maybe. I mean, there are elves that live underground. See in the dark, they can fly and shit.
Man. So here's the thing.
And why do I remember those names, but I can't remember any other names?
I think that you just don't try at this point.
Did you hear all the names I just said?
Yes.
There's like 30 of them.
Yes, I think you just don't try.
I'd certainly
This
try.
is me calling you out.
It's important for me to know the names of people that I know.
If you don't want to play Prismatic Piper for reasons, and you do want to play Prismatic Piper for whatever reasons.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell.
You could substitute Faceless one for Prismatic Piper. See CCO episode whatever where we did Prismatic Piper and Rebecca.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I got a couple here. These are two that I could play.
Okay.
If I didn't already have a Jeskai deck, I would want to play Dynaheir, Invoker Adept, Jeskai 1, 4/4 with haste. You can activate abilities of other creatures you control as though those creatures had haste.
Right.
But the kicker is tap whenever you next activate an ability this turn by spending 4 or more mana to activate it. You copy it. So what I want to do is go 5, tap, add Wooburg with Cascading Cataracts, and then double that. So I got Wooburg, and then I go untap Dynaheir somehow. And then I go Wooburg, tap, door to nothingness, double it. Kill 2 players. Maybe that goes like in a Ramos Dragon Engine deck or something.
Maybe. I
That's what I
mean,
want.
memes are dreams, and we could live them with Dynaheir. Neat.
Gale Waterdeep Prodigy. Gale.
He's like a Snapcaster kind of bro, right? He's a.
Snapcaster anti-Gale. I have an anti-Gale.
I do not.
Well, you got a Uncle Bob though.
Yeah, that's
Bob
very
is
true.
your uncle.
That is
Gale
very
is
true.
my auntie. Okay, 1/3 human wizard for 3. He got a background. He's got choose background. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell from your hand, you may cast up to 1 target of the other type from your graveyard and then exile it. So you cast an instant, you get a sorcery from your graveyard. Cast a sorcery, get instant from your graveyard.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Kind of neat. Yeah.
Kind of neat when you do like a bunch of really powerful sorceries in a row and you get a bunch of really cheap instants from the start of the game, like Brainstorm, or if you've got like Gitaxian Probe in your graveyard, you can cast it for free and just draw a card. It's kind of cool.
You know, White's getting all this card draw now,
Yeah.
but you got to jump through all these hoops to get it.
Yeah.
You ever see Is It do that? Have to jump through hoops to draw cards. Would you like to?
Man, you want to see some hoops?
Let me introduce y'all to Firecrack the Cunning Instigator.
Brando's going to show you his crack hoop.
Check this out. So it's a 3/3 flying hasting dragon for Red, blue, 3. Whenever one or more dragons you control attack an opponent, goad target creature that player controls. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to one of your opponents, if that creature had to attack this combat, put a +1/+1 counter on Firecrack and draw a card.
What the ass?
What is happening?
Why?
Why is it so many hoops? Just play Brainstorm.
Just play Brainstorm.
Right?
Jesus Christ.
Holy crap.
Man, could we play any of the creatures that just say, like,
Draw a card? Yes. Absolutely we could.
What's a card that says creatures have to attack each combat?
Good.
Because then this guy just draws you a ton of cards.
Goblin Spymaster.
All creatures have to attack?
Yeah, I think it's the beginning of combat or at the end of each player's turn, they get a Goblin Spy token, and it makes all their creatures have to attack.
Isn't there a treasure card that says we get a treasure each turn, but creatures have to attack us each turn?
Oh yeah, Treasure Cove. I play that in decks.
Isn't there a creature that says, or a creature or a card that says all creatures get double strike and have to attack each turn? Like, there's all kinds of cards that would make Firecrack draw cards.
Yes.
So, I think that's cool.
It's kind of neat.
I didn't think of that until just now.
All the hoops. All right,
Yeah.
what do we got here?
Let's talk about Gorian Wise Mentor, because he's the Bant 3/4 Vigilante that it says whenever you cast an adventure spell, you can copy it and choose new targets.
Adventure Tribal.
Yeah, we're doing Adventure Tribal.
Fun.
I think that's fun. I think that Throne of Eldraine is bringing we're going to see cards from there.
Yep.
It's coming back. And this guy is going to give us the doubling of the sorcery or instant half of adventure.
Neat.
Exile it when it resolves, and then you can cast a creature after. You're limited to Bant. I don't know if that matters. Sometimes it's tough because, like, adventure was in all colors.
Yeah.
How come this guy isn't the colors of the best adventure spells from Throne of Eldraine?
Isn't he?
Well, because he's from fucking Battle for Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
Not from Eldraine. Well, how come he's not 5 color so I can play all the adventure cards? Because not everything needs to be 5 color.
Because this is the first set in 100 years that they haven't printed a token 5-color commander. And I'm actually pumped about it. I know I sound pissed off when I say that, but that's just because I'm so happy I've come around the other way.
Oh, man.
And I sound pissed off about it.
Wow.
I know, right? Also, you know what kind of is bugging me?
What is
this
it?
This is bugging me. We've been reading all these cards, all these X bigger than 3s. How do you know they reprinted Lightning Bolt in this set, hey? Everything has 4 in the butt. Everything.
Man, do not Google that.
Man.
That is a lot in the butt.
It's like, oh, I don't want to play my commander and have it killed for 1 mana. Come on.
I forgot that Lightning Bolt was even in the set. They spoiled that like 5,000 years ago.
And I remember.
Man, the pyramids were still white when they spoiled that.
All right, let's talk about 2 cards that we know are going to get way out of hand real quick.
Oh, yeah. This is fucking, yeah.
First one. Jaheira, Friend of the Forest, is a 2/3 for 3, one of which is green. Any token you have now has tap, add a green. Also, she has choose a background.
Tokens.
So
like a blood token?
You know, butt token?
Yes.
Yeah. Clue token?
Clue token?
Treasure token.
Wow.
Creature token?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm thinking about this card. This is my thing. I posted on Twitter the other day that my foil food chain is a poor man's Phyrexian altar.
It's true.
And I know that a foil food chain is a lot of money. Yep. That's the joke, people.
Yes.
Yeah, it's irony.
Yes.
Okay, so this truly is a poor man's Phyrexian arena / food chain. Because all of my tokens that I was going to sacrifice for mana now just tap for mana. Now, if that's not enough, this card that costs, the same amount to cast as Food Chain or Phyrexian Altar, 3 CMC, if I have the gumption to play
the gall.
Yeah, to play Food Chain or a Phyrexian Altar in the same deck as this Jaheira, then this is a mana doubler. Because not only do I tap my token for fucking mana, I can also sacrifice it if it's a creature to Food Chain or to Phyrexian Altar. And it's a mana doubler and poor man's Food Chain.
Fantastic.
Fucking good-ass card right there.
Out of control. Another card that will be out of control. Jan Jansen, Chaos Crafter, is a 3/3 for Mardu, Gnome Artificer with haste.
He's a gnome?
He's a gnome.
Is this our first instance of having gnomes in Magic?
I'm sure there's other gnomes. There's bottle gnomes.
Oh, yeah.
Bottle gnomes.
Those might be like constructs, though.
But it's a gnome.
Yeah,
It's been
sure.
errated for gnome. You tap it, you sack an artifact creature, you can create 2 treasures, or you can tap it and sacrifice a non-creature artifact to create 2 1/1 colorless constructs. So if you can tap and untap him over and over again, he
Ooh, yep.
immediately goes infinite with himself, make infinite mana, infinite dudes.
So like
There you
with liquid metal torque or with silver skin armor.
himself. Just him and a way to untap him.
Yeah, but I'm thinking of like ways to make him an artifact so you can untap him with like an unwinding clock. Seems like a serviceable way to do it.
There you go. Liquid metal torque, unwinding clock, boom, you win the game.
Ooh.
Amazing.
Are we just the cast that just tells people to go infinite?
When they print it so blatantly on a card, I think we have to say it at least once to prove that we're paying
There
attention.
was other cards that we skipped over that definitely, if you go infinite, you can
Yeah.
you can win the game.
I think that we illustrated that in our Kamigawa review, where like every dragon was like, yeah, go infinite, win.
Oh yeah,
Sick.
super interesting.
Yeah, super amazing card. All right, Ryan, we're going to move on to another one that I think is really cool. I actually think this one is cool. This is the only one in the set spoiler that I think I would actually maybe consider building.
Oh yeah.
Yep. And it's Karlach, Fury of Avernus, both because she's kind of sexy.
Yeah.
And check this out. 5/4 for 5, one of which is red. Tiefling Barbarian. Whenever you attack, if it's the first combat phase this turn, untap all attacking creatures. They gain first strike until end of turn. After this phase, there's an additional combat phase.
Oh.
So extra combat, whatever. But
It goes in the deck like with Moreg, like landfall extra combat and like gratuitous violence and
yeah.
and things of that ilk.
But here's the part that I really thought was cool.
Savage beating, that's a good one.
Yeah. Choose a background.
Yeah.
And I think this is the one thing where like this kind of sounds like it's a Boros attacky with creatures deck, right?
Yeah.
So how do you shake that up a little bit? Well,
Or just attacky in general.
yeah, you play the Boros attacky deck, but you make it Gruul, or is it? Or
Yeah.
not Boros?
By just choosing a partner enchantment, aka a background for your character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's really cool. Am I going to build it? Probably not. But I think it's really cool that they're doing that, where people who like that Boros attack kind of gameplay style.
This might be one
Switch it
that
up.
we see.
Yeah,
this
I can see
one.
people building this.
This one might be one where somebody's like, "Yeah, I've got a savage beating. I got a gratuitous violence. That's an extra combat phase one, right?
I don't know.
I've got the Hellkite that you pay 7 and you get an extra combat step.
That's blue. I guess then you had blue.
No, that one's red. Hellkite Charger.
I thought that had blue in it. I'm thinking of a different card.
Yeah, and you just choose a background. And I know we're talking about it next week, but there's 26 different backgrounds to choose from. And I mean, they're kind of evenly distributed across all colors. So yeah, you could just pick whatever color you want to pair with it.
Yeah.
I think that's cool. I like Lazel Vlakith Champion.
That was a serviceable try.
Oh.
Serviceable try. I think
Okay.
that sounded very close.
3/3 for white 2 Gith. Gith?
Yeah, I don't know what a gith is.
What the fuck is that?
I honestly
It's
don't
the first
know.
time we've seen that in Magic.
I've never
guaranteed.
seen that word before, yeah.
A Gith warrior. If you'd put 1 or more counters on a creature or planeswalker you control, or on yourself, sure. Put that many +1 of those kinds of counters on that permanent or player instead.
Cool.
That seems kind of like a weird way to word that, but like it's just put an extra counter. And if you care about instances, like I'm going to put 1 and then I'm going to put 1, I'm going to put 1, it's actually replacing it to be 2 and 2 and 2 and 2. So if you could put like 1 creature onto the battlefield when you have a Cathar's Crusade, all your creatures now get 2 counters.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's pretty. And when you +1 your planeswalkers, you're +2ing your planeswalkers.
This might go into my Elenda deck as well. This is like card number 1 of 2 that could go in Elenda.
When you get an experience counter, you get 2 experience counters.
Dang.
Neat. I'll probably try her in my Stackstraxa deck, because she'll let me get my planeswalkers into ultimate mode way faster.
Yeah, and if you got any infect on your opponent would not work with this.
Correct.
If I put infect counters on myself,
Yes.
would work.
Yes. If you were
Yes.
doing that, you could definitely do that. And it's not a maze, so you definitely would have to do that.
Yeah, so if I'm playing Phyrexian Unlife and this, that's a non-bow?
Yes.
Okay. Man, next guy. Fuck, I like this guy.
Okay, who is it?
This is Levon, Cultist of Tiamat.
Yeah.
Oh, baby. 1/3 for 3. Whenever you cast a non-creature, target creature gets +X/+O until end of turn, where X is that spell's mana value. Choose background.
So you're thinking stuff like Blazing Shoal.
Blazing Shoal. Yeah, because this, I cast a non-creature. This will trigger while that's on the stack. So whatever I pay into X will be what this guy sees.
Yeah.
So maybe not. Blazing Shoal's great. Discard like a 7-drop, and then X equals 7 on Blazing Shoal plus red, or plus red.
Yeah.
So he'd get +9/+9.
Yeah.
Or +9/+0.
Yeah.
And then if you could like copy a triggered ability or something, you might need to choose a background that's blue, so you could play like copy a triggered ability, whatever, and you could make this guy a 1-pump chump. Or you could go like Stroke of Genius, I'll draw 10, then I'll hit you for 10.
Yeah.
Or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think this guy's really cool. And you can partner him. You can play him with any color you want to just choose how you want to make him big. Right? You could go Howl from Beyond in black.
Yeah.
I'm going to give him +10/+0 from Howl. Then I'm going to give him +10/+0 from his ability. And I'm going to hit you for 21.
Ooh.
Fuck, that's really good. Sure, I need 10 mana, but fuck it. I'm just going to play a bunch of rituals.
You're playing black.
And I'm playing black. And if
red.
I'm playing rituals in black and red, they're going to trigger his ability. So I'm not even going to have to pump as much in. This guy's fucking good. Yeah. I just thought all that. Just thought of that right now. I was thinking of Blazing Shoal before, but now I'm thinking of like Seething Song and Pyretic Ritual into Howl from Beyond into You're Dead. Yes. Fucking really good.
Let's talk about Mirim Sentinel Worm, because this one has a couple of build paths that we can go
the
down.
dragon, the Teamer Dragon.
Teamer Dragon, 6/6, Ward 2 with flying. Whenever another non-token dragon you control comes into play, under your control, create a token that's a copy of that dragon, except it isn't legendary.
So the first thing I thought of was clone.deck.
Yeah.
And dragon.
Yes, you can clone dragons by playing lots of dragons, or if you want to be a little bit more tricksy and like less dragon themed, you can just clone Mirim a bunch of times. And then
if you go Rite of Replication, you got to clone Mirim first.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then you clone the non-ledge, or you Rite of Replication the non.
Yeah.
And then you just cast a clone because it ETBs as a dragon.
Yeah.
Fuck, you get so many clones. You get so many things.
There's lots of cloning, and these are the clone colors as well. There's Simic clones. There's even an Izzet clone. There's clones out the motherfucking zoo.
I'm thinking of like Simic clone.deck gives you all the clones and good card draw. Then we just get to add red.
Yeah.
For maybe more card draw and certainly dragons.
And an additional clone.
So good.
It's a very cool card.
Speaking of adding red, I just want to touch this real quick because they're giving us in these 3-color commanders access to an additional color where we normally wouldn't have it.
Right.
Okay, so we got Maisie, True Sword Paladin. This is an Enchantress commander that gives us access to red.
Ooh.
We used to be Selesnya Enchantress or Bantchantress.
Mm-hmm.
This time we're dropping the blue and we're adding red, and it cares about attacking. Whenever an enchanted creature attacks one of your opponents, it gets +2/+0 and gains trample until end of turn. So we put an Ancestral Mask on it, and then we attack, and it gets even bigger. Then, if an aura you control is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, exile it. Until the end of your next turn, you may cast that card.
Neat.
That's red enchantment card draw.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to recast that Ancestral Mask.
It does green things all over the place, and then it does red things in a white way and white things in a red way, all to come together to make kind of a neat creature.
It feels very red-white, but it feels very Enchantress at the same time, which I very much appreciate. Moving on. Nine-Finger Keen.
Yeah,
that's the new gate card, but you can't play all the gates in it.
Yeah. What the hell's with all the gates?
Well,
Honestly.
it's Baldur's Gate. Why isn't there one gate? Why is there more gates than just Baldur's?
Well, one of them is, there's tons of gates in Baldur's Gate. The city's name is Baldur's Gate. It's not the name of a gate. It's stupid. And there's a bunch of stupid gates. It's dumb. And he does gate shit. He has ward pay 9 life. So it's like, just never target this guy specifically with anything. And it's whenever he deals combat damage to a player, look at the top 9 cards of your library. You can put a gate card from among them into play. Then if you control 9 or more gates, put the rest in your hand.
Can we even control 9 different gates that aren't Thespian Stage and Vesuva?
I'm sure you can. There's a bunch in this set. I'm sure there's at least 9 gates in this set, right? There has to be, or this card doesn't work.
I don't know.
So if you can draft all of them, you still probably won't win.
I would not draft this card. 4/4 Menace, Ward 9 for 4 is probably fine if it was a fucking uncommon. Moving on. There's your new gate commander, everybody. Everybody who's like Golos Gates, unban Golos, unban Golos. Sheldon Menery hates 5-color. He's just servicing the format to his own whims. Yeah, here's your new gate commander.
Yeah, play away, everybody. I like Raga Draga, Gorgut's boss.
What the fuck?
Because his name is Raga Draga, Gorgut's boss. And we just talked about boars in our most recent top 5. In 5, he's a 4/4 for 4. He's Gruul, which I like. Each creature you control with a mana ability gets +2/+2.
Because that's what I want to do is tap my cards to attack when I'm fucking tapping them for mana.
Yeah, why tap them for mana when you can beat wholesale ass with them? Whenever a creature you control with a mana ability attacks, untap it. Oh, shit!
This teaches new players how to play post-combi, fucking
exactly.
main phase 2.
Beat you to death. Play all my shit. Whenever you cast a spell, if at least 7 mana was spent to cast it, untap target creature, it gets +7/+7 against trample until end of turn.
So I'm going to play all the 1-drop mana dorks and all the big pigs my fucking butt can handle.
You know what would go really good in this deck is that Avernus lady.
Yes.
Yeah, because you can like swing in, untap all your dorks, play an extra combat spell, and then swing in. Oh, baby. Oh, and then if you're going to miss, you can use all your dudes to play your Avernus so you get an additional combat step. Now, that probably doesn't work as good as I think it does. Either way, this deck is awesome. This card is cool, and I'm excited to play it.
Oh, you mean Karlak, Fury of Avernus, extra combatter.
Yeah. But I think Raga Draga is neat, is my thought.
We've got Raphael, Fiendish Savior. That's Devils, Imps, and Demons and Tieflings Tribal. So let's just fan service that.
Yep.
We've got you know what we missed up here? We missed Demir Elf Wizard Goad Tribal guy.
That guy can fuck off.
Demir Elves like we did Golgari Vampires. The people are asking for it.
They've also built a Simic Dragon Tribal Commander too in this set that we jumped over, and I'm going to ignore that too.
Okay, let's move to the one that that I might actually play in a deck.
Ooh.
I've got a couple more.
Okay.
I've got Minthara, Merciless Soul. Sure. Ward X, where X is the number of experience counters that we have at the beginning of our end step. If a permanent we controlled left the battlefield this turn, blink or die, that is, or bounce, we get an experience counter.
Yep.
And then creatures you control get +1/+0 for each experience counter we have. This might go in a Lenda. This is the situation.
Well, you only get it at the end of turn, right?
That's okay.
So you only get 1 a turn. Mm-hmm.
Oh, at the battlefield this turn, you get an experience counter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they've.
Oh, dang! They thought of that.
Yeah, they have tamed the experience counter with this card.
Dang! I was gonna like sacrifice a Lenda, then sacrifice the 30 tokens she makes. So I get 30 experience counters. Next turn, I get a Lenda.
Win.
It's like fucking Orzhov Crater Hoof Behemoth.
Yes.
Build your own behemoth. Dang it. Okay.
Alas, no, they were ahead of you.
This card is my ass and my balls.
There
as
we
you say.
There it is.
Moving on to something that is not my ass or my balls.
Thrakus the Butcher.
Not what I was going to say.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. Thrakus the Butcher is a 3/4 trampling dragon peasant. Oh! For red, green, 3. Whenever Thrakus the Butcher attacks, double the power of each dragon you control until end of turn.
Ooh,
that's just cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, he's going in my Dice Dragon Treasure Tribal deck.
Jesus.
Oh, baby. I'm going to have some 10-5 tokens coming in at you, baby.
Man,
it's going to be amazing.
Man, you heard of double Ds? This is triple Ds.
Exactly.
Dice, dragons, and Tribal's T. Okay. That's one you're playing. Here's one that I'm playing. Straight into Tresor Daddy.
Okay.
Shadowheart, Dark Justiciar.
Justicar.
Justiciar.
Whatever.
Justiciar.
Just stickier.
3/4 human elf cleric, black 3. For black 3, you go black 1, tap, sacrifice another creature, draw X, where X is that creature's power. Fuck. So first of all, I could sacrifice my commander and gain 10.
Yes.
That's pretty good.
Yes.
Or draw 10.
Yep.
That's pretty good.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's fine. 3 out of 10.
Also, there's a whole ton of Dies Tribals stuff that could happen. And a lot of that Dies Tribal stuff is attached to like 4/4s. 4/4s for 5 or 6 that when they die, each opponent loses 3 life, let's say.
Right.
Like Caustic Hound or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You lose 3 life when it dies. I'll draw 4 cards.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good.
That's not too bad.
Yeah. Or worst case scenario, sacrifice my commander, draw 10.
Yeah. I mean, that's
in response to like a board wipe.
That's a pretty bad downside. But I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, it's fine.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you could do that if you wanted to.
Straight in.
If you wanted to do that crap. Should we talk about Volo?
Nope. We talk about Shanos Dragonheart. Goes straight into the same dragon deck. The spike for Dragon is real, people. This is the shit. Shanos? Shanos? Yes.
Scanos.
Oh, that's a fucking K.
It's a K, man.
Man, I'm reading worse than you with no glasses. Scanos Dragonheart. Green 4 Dragon Ranger. There's some fucking fan service. Hey, let's make him a ranger. Okay, 4/4. Scanos Dragonheart attacks. It gets +X until end of turn, where X is the greatest power among other dragons you control and dragon cards in your graveyard.
Yeah.
Now, pair him with Thrakus the Butcher, and you stack the triggers.
Yeah.
Double the power of a dragon you control. I don't know, maybe an 8/8, so it's a 16/16. And then Scanos gets +16 +16, so he'll hit you for 20.
It's pretty good.
Then you fling him? I don't know. Everything is fling today.
It's fling o'clock. Let's just do Volo. I think Volo's kind of neat. I kind of hate it, but I kind of like it too. And I have a thought.
Can I make my one complaint before we do?
Do it.
My one complaint is Council of 4, not an advisor.
Well, they're not advisors. They're the ones that run the shit.
They're a council.
Yeah, but they're the council though. They're not a council. They're the ones that other councils report to.
Oh.
I don't know who the people in the picture are, but I know that they're the ones that run Baldur's Gate, and they're in charge of shit. Yeah.
They make the decision. They're not advising.
Correct.
They're being advised from.
They probably don't even take advice.
Oh.
Yeah, they're that high up the food chain.
Wow.
Yeah, they don't take shit from anybody. Shit or advice. They just don't.
Wow.
No purse. Not them.
Okay.
Volo. Itinerant Scholar is a 2/3 for blue 2. Human Wizard. Comes into play, you create Volo's Journal, a legendary colorless artifact token with hexproof, and whenever you cast a creature spell, note one of the creature's types that hasn't been noted for this artifact.
Ugh.
2 tap, draw a card for each creature type that's been noted on the permanent. The Volo's Journal. And here's why I think this is cool. It's a confusing as shit card. It's weird. It's stupid. It requires a bunch of extra stuff. But it would be really neat if WotC gave us a token that had like a little notebook page on it, and then you could write the creature types on the thing.
Like a checklist.
Yeah, and then like erase it after. I think that would be really cool.
Oh, partner with Infinity tokens so you could just check off and then rub it off after?
Wouldn't that be neat? I think that would be really cool. Don't Google that. But I think that would be really neat, and that's why I wanted to talk about that card. I think I would hate that a whole lot because it's worded stupid and it has choose a background in like flavor text size text tucked in the corner of the card box.
It even got to choose a background?
Yeah.
And just a little PSA. When Brando said, don't Google that, he was referencing Rub Off.
Yes.
Not Infinity Token.
Yeah, Infinity Token, you should Google. They're wonderful people, and they do great work and help out lots of people with saving space and drawing cool pictures.
Last one.
Or
I guess the last one. Wilson Refined Grizzly was the card that we were hinting at in yesterday's pre-show. That's the card. Can't be 2/2 for 2 bear. Can't be countered. Vigilance, reach, trample, ward 2, choose a background. Why is that card, air quotes, so good?
I don't care.
Just because it's a bear and they're fan servicing?
Yes.
Okay.
If that wasn't a bear, nobody would give a shit.
Now, speaking of yesterday's pre-show, we do have to give away the booster pack still for last week's pre-show where people guessed Valentine Drain the Vein.
Yep.
Golgari Vampire Guy.
Yep.
So we had a bunch of right guesses, which is fantastic because the hints were not very good. And winner, screen name on YouTube, get after us, commandercookout@gmail.com, honor system or you ruin it for everybody. P-Bow. P-Bow. Probably a real name.
P-Bow sounds like Poop Deck. I'd call him Poop Deck if I ever met him in real life.
All right, Mr. Poop Deck. Mr. Deck. Get after us. You let us know if you want a booster pack, a sticker pack, or a token pack. Thanks for playing.
Agreed.
Now, do you have the real last ones?
I do. I like one of these because I'm going to play it in that Dragon Treasure Token Tribal deck. Will Blade of Frontiers is a 1/1 for red 1. If you would roll one or more dice, instead roll that many dice plus 1, ignore the lowest result. I'm going to replace my Krark's Other Thumb with him.
Oh, this is literally Krark's Other Thumb, but you don't have to say, I have a silver bordered card in my library.
Yes.
Fucking cool.
I'd rather them have just reprinted Krark's Other Thumb, but I'm going to take this.
Nope, take this every time and F every gold bordered card in existence. I won't say no to every one that you ask, but I will say no to, I'm not really into that. Can you play something else? Or I'll go to a different pod. Because fuck gold bordered cards.
Silver bordered cards.
Yes, silver bordered
them
cards.
as well.
Gold bordered cards, they're good.
And the last one, just to prove that WotC can have something that comes late in the alphabet that's still kind of neat, we have Zevlor Elturel Exile.
What?
Is a Tiefling Warrior, 4/2 for Grixis and 1 with haste, 2 tap, and then the next time you cast an instant or sorcery that targets like a single opponent or creature, for each opponent, you get to target something they control or them with a thing as well. So like if you lightning bolt their face, you lightning bolt all opponents' faces.
This is myriad for spell.
Yeah, which I think that's neat. I think that's cool.
Yes, because, and it's got red in it.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's going to, okay. So you play all the damage doublers and triplers, and then you just play Lightning Bolt.
Yeah.
And then you double it and triple it, and then you myriad it to everybody. Does this give burn decks some reach? I think that's pretty.
It also gives
cool.
it a bunch of draw power and graveyard stuff with the blue and the black.
I think that's a pretty cool guy.
I think that's a neat one, and we're going to see lots of it. And the reason that and Wizards knew that, WotC knew we were going to play him, so they gave him 2 in the butt instead of 4 in the butt, so he dies to bolt.
Bolt myself.
So he's thinking ahead. But yeah, that's and I know that we skipped a bunch of them. There's a bunch of ones that we just don't give a shit about. And we didn't want to waste everybody's time talking about, like, here's a card to go in your 99. We're going to do that next week. We're going to talk about some of the actual really exciting cards that came out in the set.
I got an idea.
Hit him with it.
I got an idea. Leave us a comment which card we did or did not talk about today, the legends from Baldur's Gate, that you're going to build, put in your decks. You let us know. That way, we'll know what kind of stuff people are actually fucking interested in.
And you can get entered to win an additional CCO sticker pack.
There we go. Yeah, 2 entries this week. If we get enough of the same type of response, maybe that'll trigger us to like do a deck. Hey, everybody seems to like this guy, or we've got a lot of responses on this guy.
Man, they're all going to gang up and build that stupid blue-green dragon guy. That's what they're going to do.
Well, maybe they'll build Abdel Adrian Gorian's Ward or whatever, and they'll freaking just make mono-white infinite blink deck.
It sounds like something they do.
That's actually a good idea because you get soldiers every time it blinks.
Yeah, I like the nation a lot, but there's a lot of degenerate scum.
Maybe they'll play Levon, Cultist of Tiamat, and they'll put actual Fire Blast in their deck. Sacrifice 2 mountains, deal 4, but it costs 6, so you'll actually attack for 7. Then if you can flash it back from your graveyard because you can choose a background, you choose blue and you can snap back your fucking. Oh man, you can Fire Blast guys and become a 3-pump jump. Fucking sweet.
The point is, there's some stinkers in here. There's some really good stuff. Let us know where you think the hits are, where the misses are. Are we totally off base? Are we totally on brand?
Hey.
We always are. And the reason that we always are is because we're here for you guys each and every week. Thank you so much for joining us. Thanks to FusionGamingOnline.com. They are our official business daddies. CCO Spring will get you 5% off all of your Baldur's Gates needs when this set is released in the very near future. CCO Perks also, if you're making a great big order, get some cash back.
Oh yeah, pre-order
on your account.
Pre-order and everything all at once.
Yeah.
You use CCO Perks. It's a one-time use only, over $100. And then they'll give you 10% store credit back, of which you can use CCO Spring on. And you can stack the codes.
Yep.
you can use both codes at the same time. So if you're like over $100 after the 5%, you still get all that kickback.
Like it.
Good deal.
Good, very good deal. Also, something that might be a good deal, something you might want to check out, CCO's Sidewalk Slam coming up June 3rd. Make sure you check that out, and we're going to be back next Tuesday with another brand new episode of Commander Cookout Podcast. Hit our theme song!